Hello everyone, my name is Warren Smith, and I just hate when my work is not appreciated. That's just the way I am. My sister says I'm a chronic perfectionist, which means I try my very hardest to make sure my work is perfect, and I sure damn expect my work to be appreciated as a result. Wait, I got a little ahead of myself there. Now I'll tell you the entire story from start to finish. I was born and raised as a hard-working child, but at the same time, I simply hated it when something did not go according to plan. Mom always said that it was a good trait to have, but also needed controlling. Whenever I played outside with neighbors, I returned home furious as I knew that one of the other kids acted unfairly. Like, for example, I let Harry play with my ball, and I was very upset that he didn't share his bike with me. I came home angry, upset, and in no mood, and only my mother could calm me down. She usually hugged me and kissed me, and then it became easier. And the years passed, and over time, my trait, or rather syndrome, became more and more serious. Thanks to this, I was a complete machine and the best student at school. All A's. Because of this, not all my classmates liked me. But among the teachers, I enjoyed the reputation and positive feedback. I really did try hard. I did all my homework until late at night. I sacrificed everything for good grades, partying, friends, and even harmless phone calls. I didn't communicate with anyone. I believed that people would only distract me, and so I completely devoted myself to what I did best: study. I made a clear plan for myself that after school I'd go to college. After that, I'd find a good job and work. But for this, I had to finish school with perfect grades. Sports had to go, as I had to focus on my brains to get into the college of my dreams. I began to practice really hard, crammed physics, solved problems, even though I didn't really like the subject. One morning when I came to school, we were introduced to a new physics teacher. I was very upset because I liked the old teacher, Mr. Crick. Me and him got along quite well, and I liked how he taught. The new teacher's name was Miss Paris. She looked a little younger than my mother. On her first day, it was not good news for us. I just asked where Mr. Crick was, and she was rude to me, saying that she was no worse than him. I didn't mean to offend her, but it seemed to hurt her. She called me to the blackboard and berated me with questions. I fought back with answers like a well-trained fencer. I managed to fight off all but one. Yeah, can you imagine? I forgot the one topic they've been asking us about last year. She ended up giving me a B. A B! I did not agree. I'm used to having only perfect grades. I started an argument, began to freak out and get angry. As I told you, I sometimes can't control myself. I got to the point where I raised my voice to her in front of everyone, and the teacher freaked out and gave me an F and kicked me out of the class. Everyone was shocked, including me. It was the first fail I'd gotten since 3rd grade. I was so angry that I don't even remember how I came home. Since then, her grade lit a fire within me. I was obsessed with getting back to an A. Mom tried to calm me down, but I was too enraged. Mom even got mad at me. "You have to be able to calm down and let go, Warren," Mom shouted. "But didn't you and Dad teach me how to win?" I replied, and my mother felt silent. Because it was true. I was never taught to relax and just play. It was too late. Day and night, I obsessed over the grade I'd gotten. It was like an eyesore. It stopped me from eating, sleeping, and thinking about other stuff. I sketched my entire notebook with F's she gave me, and even drew on the desks. I was furious. And then it dawned on me. Why don't I get revenge on her? Was it really fair to ask me about a topic that we hadn't done since last year? Is it fair to spoil my entire report card just because she took something personally? If she changed jobs, why did that have to be my fault? The rage in me grew into a cunning strategy, and within minutes, I came up with a plan of revenge. And the plan was ruthless, merciless, and even dangerous. Everything I wanted. I came to school the next day. My classmates looked at me in surprise. Everything was as usual, except you could tell that I was a little distraught. For the rest of the day, I followed Mrs. Paris around, tried to eavesdrop on her phone conversations. But my goal was her purse. I needed to find her address, but I could not manage to get her to leave her purse unattended. And then I was lucky. She had to call for a taxi to school and give them her address to get home. I didn't know for sure that it was her home address, but I decided to take a chance and noted it down. In the evening, I told my mother that I was leaving to meet with friends and left for her alleged address. I quickly found the house, quietly made my way to the window, looked inside and saw that my teacher was eating dinner. As I saw, she lived in that house alone. Perfect. I reached in my bag and took out rats and spiders I bought from the pet store. I wanted to put them in her bed before she went to sleep, but first, she had to be distracted. I called her phone and she went to answer it in the corridor. At that moment, I quickly opened the bedroom window and got inside. Damn it! I missed the timing. She came back too quickly and I had to hide under the bed. The teacher went to bed and turned off the light. Suddenly, there was a noise in the corridor. She got scared, turned on the light and went to the corridor. And when I heard the scream, "What are you doing here? Get out!" she shouted. Then I heard a man's voice. He shouted something like, "Shut up! Give me all your money or I'll kill you." I felt nervous. I slowly crawled out from under the bed and went to the corridor. I hid behind the wall and out of the corner of my eye, saw her fighting with some man. He hit her in the face. She tried to hit back, but she was too weak. He continued to threaten and try and get her money. I called 911 and gave them the location as the anonymous tip and slowly began to approach them. I didn't know why I did it. I just kind of felt bad for her. The man managed to pin her on the floor. He sat on top and began to strangle her. I approached him from behind. Miss Paris jerked her legs but made no sound. I pulled out the rat and the spider and quickly stuffed it under his jacket. The man certainly did not expect this. He turned around and was confused as to who I was or why I was there. And then he started screaming and shaking. The rat bit him. The man was hysterical, but honestly, he danced so funny. As she was distracted, Miss Paris grabbed the lamp and soon knocked him out. Then the police arrived. After all the mess, when everyone left, we were alone with her. She gave me tea and then asked, "By the way, what were you doing at my place at this hour?" Then I hesitated. I didn't know what to answer and I said, I came to retake my exam." She laughed and then said that she had not actually entered the F on my report card. "I only wrote it in your diary. You're a smart kid, but you show off a lot. For that reason, I gave you an F," she said. I felt even more embarrassed now. From that moment on, I'll try not to be too clever. And the teacher, after what I did, never berated me again. If you liked the video, then please leave a like and comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Hello everyone, my name's Aaron. I'm in high school and I have a big dream. I want to be the captain of our varsity basketball team. I love basketball. It's really cool. I watch all the high school games and even the local college team. I've got a bunch of posters of NBA players. I've even got a ball signed by Russell Westbrook. He's an unreal player. He's 31, but he's one of the best in the league. I also love the LA Lakers. The most awesome weekend is to come when I watch one of their games with Dad. I love the atmosphere. Every time I watch, I visualize myself getting the ball in the fast break and slamming it down, hearing an arena roar. In fact, this isn't just a dream. My first ball my dad got me when I was 5. I love this ball. I still keep it to this day, even though it's old and worn out. And as a kid, I started dribbling with it around the house and even accidentally broke the chandelier. Because of this, Dad got me a basketball hoop. From that day on, I spent all my free time in the backyard. I watched all the best NBA players and tried to copy their style. Practiced shooting a lot. I practiced so much that I think I was ready to try out for the varsity team. I mean, I was sure I was going to be picked because I was really good. And the day finally arrived. I went to sign up, but for some reason, my parents were worried, and my mom even tried to stop me. But I was sure I'd get in. And there I was. There was a bunch of new players that day. I knew that those guys weren't better than me. I was sure that I'll soon wear a jersey with my name on the back. I went up and stood in line. I didn't even worry, but for some reason, I heard people laugh. I began to look around and wondered what everyone was laughing at. It was weird. Well, maybe it was some kind of inside joke. The line moved and few came out happy. Almost everyone was rejected. Our school team is the best in the state, and we've been defending champs for many years, so the selection was tough. But I knew I'd get through. My years of training will pay off. And here's my turn. I took a deep breath and went to the school gym. When I entered, it became really quiet, even too quiet. Then one of the players pointed a finger at me and said, "Look, this little pipsqueak wants to play with us." Literally everyone started laughing. I was confused. I always knew that skill was the most important thing, right? Not height. Then the whole team came up to me. I realized that I wasn't even taller than their shoulders. They were just giants. They continued to laugh.
Look at this midget. Tiny, whiny basketball player. Maybe it's a girl.
This upset me, but I could not give up. Before you laugh, at least see what I'm capable of, I said loudly.
Did the little guy squeal something?
The laughter grew even more, and at that moment, the captain came up to me and led me out of the hall.
Sorry, kid, but height is extremely important in this game,
he told me and left. I didn't understand what was happening. Why didn't anyone want to see what I could do? Why was I kicked out just because of my height? It was terrible, but it was obvious who the guys in line were laughing at. From that day on, my life changed completely. I began to notice that everyone had laughed at me. Everyone wanted to show off that they were taller than me. Why didn't I notice this before? I was so confident in myself. And now it's like my whole world has turned upside down. Because of this, I gave up basketball. Well, if it's all about height, then what's the point in trying? I'm short, which means I'm destined for ridicule. A month had passed, and I took all of the posters in my bedroom off, put away all the balls, and just did nothing all day. I didn't love anything else apart from basketball. Then I decided to try other stuff. My room was just getting filled up with more and more stuff, like chess or books or films, video games, but I didn't like any of them. It was hopeless. It got worse every day, and my parents started to get worried. Another month passed, and Dad said we should go to that Lakers game we wanted to go. But I didn't want to. He made me. And after watching the game, I was happy, because deep down, I knew that this was what I love. I know everything about basketball. On the way home, my father told me that if I loved something, I had to fight for it no matter what. I thought it was kind of cheesy, but very true. But was it worth picking up training again? Maybe I should try to ignore the other kids and try to prove that I can play well, and then they would have to accept me. I didn't know when the next tryouts were, but I started to train. Now I practice not just in my backyard, but also in the school gym after school. It was completely different. At first it was hard to find faith, and sometimes I felt like I just wasn't good enough. But with each training session, I got better and better, and it made me believe I could do it. I got more familiar with the school's gym, and my skills grew even more. I spent even more time there. My backyard was just not good enough for me. I wanted more. Once, some senior girl I'd never seen before told me to come to a meeting. She said that it was important. I was surprised. The girls never paid much attention to me, and I really didn't have time because of training. But then again, I did need a short break. And this girl was cute. I agreed, hoping that it was a date. But when we got to a cafe, she was not alone. Some guy was sitting with her. What do you guys think this could be? What is she up to? Are they about to make fun of me? Maybe I should just bail. But something told me I should keep going. I had nothing to lose anyway. I walked in with confidence.
Hello, champ,
the guy told me.
Your girl sent me a video with you training in your school gym. And what can I say? I'm amazed. I'd like to offer you the starting point guard position at our program.
I was shocked. I have a girl, I'm a champ, and I can start for the rival school? A few months later, I had transferred. My new school was playing against my old one. It was a really close game, but in the last seconds of the final quarter, I stole the ball, crossed one player, and went up for a jump shot, and bang! It went in! The stands roared. We won. My new teammates got me in their arms and started tossing me up. For the first time in my many years, I felt like a champion. My team had dethroned the defending state champs. My old school, I enjoyed looking at the faces of those morons who didn't even give me a chance to try it for the team last year, who laughed and mocked me. Look who's laughing now. A lot has changed in my life since that meeting in the cafe. After transferring schools, I started dating that same girl and became the captain of the team. Nobody laughed at me this time because I proved I was one of the best players. My mom is no longer scared of people bullying me because now I've got my giant teammates around me all the time. My dad was proud of me because I was able to overcome my failures. I'm doing what I love and I'm happy. I never thought I could do it, but I did. Let us know what unbelievable things have happened to you or to people you know in the past. And if you liked the video, then please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe.